All right, welcome back, everybody. Rudy, you know who I am. Okay. Want to address the Theros situation. A lot of confusion out there. Okay, Rudy made this video. He said he bought $250,000 of Theros, and then word on the street, the patrons are saying he sold out, which doesn't make sense because the product's no good, and there's no way he sold that. And if he did sell out, why isn't he buying more to sell more to make all these millions of dollars? I don't understand any of this. So we're going to break this down. And I think it's important to educate everybody how it works when you handle a large amount of money and you have to make decisions and commit to a large amount of product to get an extra 50 cents off a box to get to $77 a box versus $78, $79 a box or something. Let me explain how this works and the risk level that I have to take in trying to estimate or guesstimate on how a product's going to unfold financially, the supply and demand, and all the financials behind it. So, first things first, get it out of the way. Shameless, have to shill and sponsor myself. Remember, we're down to 2 weeks left. If you want to be a Creepy Rudy patron and just send me a message and talk to me, or buy the $79.99 shipped standard boxes, you're down to 2 weeks. I think there's 50 slots left. Anyways, so want to lay that out there. That's who I shill for, Creepy Rudy. Number two, let's break this down. So, number one, that's a lot of ones and twos. I'm confused. The point is, yes, I did sell out of the standard booster boxes. There were 1,410 was the technical number. All of them did sell out, and it took about 4 or 5 days. It was very surprising. I genuinely did not think it was going to go that quickly. This is a classic example of everybody bashing on the standard product, even myself. But then when you sell it for $79.99 shipped, in other words, when you actually list it for a cheap price, everyone says, well, all right, well, I mean, I guess for that cheap of a price, I guess I might as well. I mean, what's the downside versus the upside? And it reinforces what I tell everybody about in life. Everything in this world has liquidity and can be bought or sold easily if the sliding bar, which is the price point, if you put the price at the correct level. So what happened was I did sell out of it. I kept 550 collector's boxes for myself. The rest of the collector boxes were sold into the Hosetown Variety Kit and with the little garbage fire card. Now, when it comes to reordering more, if I decide to order more Theros boxes, if I don't want to pay 80 to 85 a booster box, I have to commit to a very large number of Theros standard boxes. I don't have the confidence if I commit to another 1 to 2 to 3,000 boxes, and if once I commit to that, I have to buy it with a distributor. That is the relationship. That is kind of our contract agreement. That is the respect level that we have when you deal with the level I deal with. And I don't have the confidence that once maybe a couple hundred more people or a couple hundred patrons buy that product now, I don't think enough people are going to be wanting to keep buying it. And that is my concern. And the fact that you had the collector's box bottom out at that 160 70s, and it's recovered now and going back up. And I think TCG is still holding over 200. eBay is holding just under 100. The collector's box that there are finally kind of finding that kind of calibration equilibrium point, which appears to be between about 190 to 200. If you want to factor in the taxes for most of you, most people on eBay and TCG are paying between $2 and $225 ship now. So that is actually what looks like the average pricing. It looks like it did find that balance. I do not believe there'll be another shoe down or a leg drop or however, silly words you want to use. I just don't see another downward drop because there's no more supply of collector boxes entering the market. No matter what anyone's going to tell you, I can't call any distributor up and say, hey, I want 1,000 collector boxes for 170 a piece. Even if I offered 180, 190, 200, they just don't have the product. I just cannot get any more of them. It is what it is. So, back to the standard boxes. If Theros, the standard, we've already noticed a little reinflation of expected value. The little elder god, not the gods, the elder giants, seem to be the hidden golden goose of this thing that we didn't really expect. I thought it was all about the gods, like original Theros, well, minus Thoughtseize. Turns out even that was incorrect assumptions. I think long term here, it's going to be about those elder giants, the weird Nyx Lotus, the tutor. It's going to be, and then of course the ancients, some of these other non-god devotion related cards. I think as time goes on, these cards are going to kind of find their little homes and niches. And as you can see, some of those Elder Giants have already been on the move. A lot of cards have stabilized. Some of the other rares are actually stabilizing at $3 to $4 range, which is more than the $225 cost per pack at $80 boxes. So when you look at it, it says, okay, the cards are eventually going to wiggle their way around. What I'm doing at this point in time, and I'm going to monitor that as long as the Theros standard boxes continue to show signs of stability and just nice, a little bit of reinflation and just a steady course. Stay the course. Stay the course! Word of the month. Remember that. I know the world is scary. There's a lot of problems on things we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube. We're allowed to get flagged. Stay the course. And that's what we do here. So, and then Rudy said, Rudy, you're lying. You're not even staying the course on Theros. Hang on. So let's go to the next part here. So as long as this stays on a good, stable direction, I will bring back and I will commit to another large, couple pallets of Theros standard boxes in either April, May, June range. I want the set to prove to me that it's stable. That's what I look for. I'm not looking for the boxes to skyrocket. I'm not looking for them to go to nothing and people are using barter systems, one Theros for one crunchy taco, two Theroses for a soft taco. No. I want stability. And I think we're going to get that. And actually, I'm very surprised that we've already been showing signs at a lot faster rate than I anticipated. And the actual single cards, an expected value using TCG mid or TCG market, has actually been averaging in the 70s now for a standard box. And of course, if I'm selling the box for $79.99, averaging in the 70s is a lot more realistic than 40s, 50s, and 60s for a TCG market. So that's where we're at. Most importantly, I cannot take the risk of committing another 1,500, 2,000 boxes. Even if I commit 2,000 boxes times 77.21 a box, even if you multiply that out, I don't know what that comes to, maybe 150K, 140 and change, 146-ish. I can't commit 150K six-figure dollar amount to that much product. Well, Rudy, don't you believe it goes up eventually? Hang on. Yes, I do still believe in 3 to 5 years from now, these Theros boxes will be $100 to $150 a box. Maybe higher. You can't predict. Maybe it'll stay at 100. We don't know in the short term. Remember, just like Wall Street, it's not about, oh, look, Rudy, the stock market's tanking. It'll eventually come back. That's correct. We all know that. But that's not what the conversation and the argument is about. It's about, do you catch the falling knife? Do I tie up $150,000 in Theros, which is 2,000 boxes, and the patrons only buy 300-400 boxes, and I'm stuck with 1,600 boxes, and that's dead money because it's an in-print product for 12 to 15 more months? I don't want to do that. I don't want $150,000 sitting at 0% for 12 to 15 months because I can move that money buying vintage boxes, reserve list cards, the new Challenger decks, Ikoria, maybe surprise sets that come out. I can reallocate those resources. Commander 2019, looking at you, Mr. Quiet in the corner and just being all kind of shady. Same thing with Modern Horizons. There's a lot of opportunities out there on products that are already using up a lot more of the clock. And it's about watching these timers. And that's what everyone needs to understand is it's not that I don't believe in Theros Beyond Death booster boxes. It's that I don't believe there's going to be any movement in the short term. So there's no motivation for me to throw that much money in, maybe not sell any of the patrons because everyone's waiting for the Challenger decks, Ikoria, my new Flesh and Blood sale only in a week. One-time shot. Super pumped about that. Can't wait for that video, 2 videos to come out. I mean, that's where the money is. That's the excitement, everybody. It is about literally these type of items. That's what everybody is waiting for, the Ikorias, the Ikoria Commander, Ikoria Collectors box. They're super secrets. Have you heard the new hidden things they're doing? Not yet. Not public? Okay. And of course, Challenger decks. I don't have access to mystery boxes. Sorry, I'm not WPN Goldfish, even though we talk about it. And of course, my Flesh and Blood special from New Zealand. These are epic one-time things coming, and I believe that's where the excitement is, and that's why I'm holding off, waiting for the Theros and I don't feel there's any missed opportunity. There's no opportunity cost, so why should we stress about it? Let's focus on the more important things, and we can return to the Theros anytime the next 6 to 12 months for the same price. And that's a good way to focus on time value of money, everybody. So if your outflow exceeds your income, remember, your upkeep will be your downfall.